a typical December day here in the Alberni Valley. A little bit overcast, a little bit chilly. And at Canal Waterfront Beach, it's looking almost the same as it will January 1st for the polar bear swim. Well, yes, we are down here at Canal Waterfront Park, where the weather is just a little bit nippy, but not nearly as nippy it's probably going to be on January 1st. And I'm here with Mr. John Douglas to tell us about what's happening on January 1st.
Nice to see you again. We do this every year now.
We do this every year. It's icy cold January 1st.
Which is absolutely a ridiculous thing to do, but everybody has just a blast, and we have teams dressing up and people dressing up, and you can win sort of recognition prizes. The city is just fantastic. They give out passes to the city facilities. So we have like best team, the most senior swimmer, the most inventive costume. It's just, it's really a wonderful thing to do. And because there's no sane reason for doing it, everybody really enjoys it.
Okay, there really is no sane reason to do it,
Absolutely.
But it is so much fun. I've come down here a couple of times and jumped in, taken the dip myself. It is such a hoot. If you haven't been down here, you wouldn't believe it. How many were there last year?
I think we had about 600. You know, for the last 3 or 4 years since we created Canal Beach here, we've had, 500, 600, 700 people. And, speaking of sanity, there is one sane reason to do it. It's become a bit of a fundraiser. So for people who come down here and don't go in the water, they usually donate a toonie. So bring a toonie with you. It goes to the Bread of Life. And usually we get sponsors from different groups, and we've had like the C group in the past has donated a toonie for everybody who goes in the water. And then we send those monies to the charity of Bread of Life to help out in the community in that way.
I think it's a fabulous idea. And that's a perfect segue for me, because although we have lots more to tell you about the polar bear swim on January 1st, we're going to head over now to the Bread of Life, where it is always warm. Port Alberni's Bread of Life is a well-known building on 3rd Avenue, and although the sidewalk sign says soup kitchen, it's really so much more than that.
The Bread of Life in Port Alberni is an agency of last resort. We provide meals to people, and we never turn anyone away. We have no means test, and as long as you come in here and are prepared to respect us and our guests, you can eat a meal. And we are happy to have you here, and we love to have you around.
But while many residents recognize the value of this agency of last resort, not everyone is aware that the Bread of Life does not receive government funding.
We rely entirely on donations from the people and the businesses in Port Alberni. We have no government income of any kind, no direct government income of any kind. And we rely on the generosity of both citizens and businesses in this town to keep our doors open and to keep feeding people. 30,000 meals a year, all due to the generosity of Port Alberni.
So that's partly our breakfast service, where we even have people who are low-income people who are going to work, who stop in for coffee and a roll before they go to work, and then we serve a hot lunch every day.
But it's not just food that is offered at this uptown center.
We have medical services, nurses come in, we have a doctor on a Friday. We provide spiritual counseling services and referral to other agencies and other counseling services. So we are much more than just a soup kitchen.
So maybe it's not surprising that they need more than just food donations.
That's one of those myths, The myth is that all we need is food, or that we're going to buy food. But we also do a food recovery program that I'm not sure everybody's aware of. We pay a driver his mileage to go and pick up every day from all the grocery stores in town. All that food that's, getting to the best beyond date. And then we use that food to cook and to give out to people in need.
All of which is done with 3 paid staff and a lot of volunteers, allowing them to keep their budget at a manageable level.
We're a little over 100,000, 110,000 a year. We pay for picking up of the food. We pay for taking that food, sorting it, inventorying it, and then giving it out to people, particularly on weekends, on cold weekends. But every day there's a food giveaway here at the Bread of Life.
We have an old building that needs maintenance, and we have utility bills, and we have other expenses. And so it's really important that we have an income beyond just the food. Over the Christmas season, we receive the bulk of our income for the year, and it sees us through that thin period in January and February when Christmas is over and people still need to be fed.
Which really means if you've been thinking about donating to the Bread of Life, now is a very good time to do it.
There's someone here till 2:30 every day, prepared to take your donation to thank you graciously. Then you can also go online to our website or go to Canada Helps, where you can donate online. And you can mail it in to us.
I think we are providing something down here that's not well understood, and I'm very pleased about it. I think we have become, in a good sense, the Uptown Community Centre.
Well, we are still down here at Canal Waterfront Beach, where it is a little bit chilly, let me tell you. But you know, Jordan Newberry brought a toque. I didn't bring a toque. Jordan, you were thinking.
I was thinking.
Now, Jordan is here because the Parks and Recreation Department partners with 93.3 The Peak, among other sponsors, to put this event on, this polar bear swim on January 1st. And Jordan, it's a pretty big deal, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So like around 500 to 700 people are coming out, jumping in the freezing cold water. But again, it all goes to a great cause. The Bread of Life is on board. We have lots of different entertainment going on. The Peak's here. We got tunes. We have the Kiwanis food truck will also be here serving up hot dogs. We'll have a bonfire going with roasting marshmallows. And yeah, it's just a great community event that everyone can be a part of.
It is such a cool event. Is there going to be parking?
Yes, we'll have the parking lots above Canal Waterfront Park as well as up near the upper lots. So there'll be lots of parking. There'll be people ushering parking around, so parking won't be an issue.
Jordan, are you going in this year?
We'll have to see.
I think he should, don't you? I think he should. Jordan, Jordan.
Well, if there's a big crowd chanting my name, I might have to.
Okay, you heard it here first. Get that chant going, folks. Jordan, Jordan, Jordan.
My name is Jeff Cook. I'm the 2017 Community Dinner Coordinator, Uaklak. I was inspired 2 years ago by the way Brian Calm of Pizza Factory hosted one. That inspired me to try to get something organized this year to host a community Christmas dinner. So with the volunteers that Brian had, we had a core group of people come together and try to organize it again. We're especially sensitive to the fact that there are a lot of homeless people out there. There are a lot of people on low income, pensioners, elderly, people that are alone at this time of the year. So we would like them, really encourage them to come out, and also the community of Port Alberni to come and join us. We really want to make this a really community event where we come in and enjoy ourselves, and not one day when people are most alone by themselves. So that's why we chose the actual day, Christmas Day, to host the dinner at the Alberni Athletic Hall on December 25th between 1 and 4 p.m. We're going to have all the fixings: turkey, cranberries, mashed potatoes, vegetables, ham. We're going to have gifts, little gifts for all the children that show up, toys, games. We're also accepting donations, for some of these items, either monetary. We're looking for volunteers. We're also hoping a lot of people will come out, because we're expecting 400 to 500 people to come out. We're going to set up for that, and we hope you can come out and join us. We're also doing a little bit of entertainment. We're also looking for additional entertainment, 20-minute, half-hour segments to entertain the crowd. We really want to make this a festive event. So having said that, I'd like to thank you very much for taking the time to listen.
Water. It's one of the Earth's most valuable resources, and to a farmer, it's absolutely essential.
It is hugely important. It's what keeps the crops alive and thriving. Making sure they've got enough water but not too much water is very important.
And to this farm, the Healthy Harvest Farm in Port Alberni, it's important to more than just food production. Healthy Harvest is run by the Canadian Mental Health Association, providing employment and a therapeutic environment to folks who may need a helping hand. And even though their aging, makeshift irrigation system needed replacing, finding the money to do it wasn't easy.
Well, this program just it runs based on volunteers and donations and the food that we can harvest, and the numbers don't really match up all together all the time, but this really made it so it was possible because we couldn't have done it ourselves.
What made it possible was a grant from the Alberni Valley Community Foundation, a group that exists solely to provide financial support to community initiatives.
Every year we entertain applications from the community for grants in arts and culture, education, sports and leisure, social programs, and environmental issues. And this program seems to fulfill at least 3 of those all at once.
Well, Healthy Harvest Farm is unique, and with the help of the grant and many helping hands, a new irrigation system was installed this spring.
Well, to the farm it means that it's here, that there's food being produced that people can buy at our roadside stand on Beaver Creek Road. To the people that come out here, it's really amazing to, like, some of the people, it's just, this is a job for them.
It is amazing how much this grant means to Healthy Harvest. But even more amazing is that even after 20 years of operation in the valley, many folks haven't even heard of the Alberni Valley Community Foundation.
It's basically like a bank account for the community. That's one of the ways we describe it. We take donations from the community and the money goes into our account, and the principal never is used up, but every year the interest or the returns on our investments are given back to the community.
Having somewhere to go to get funds like this is huge. Like, it's maybe not a huge amount of money, but has a huge impact on a program like this.
Huge impact on this program and a huge impact on the community, all dependent on individuals understanding and donating to the foundation.
One of the things that we like to do is have people understand, so that if they want to make a contribution to the community, either maybe in their will or on an ongoing basis from year to year, it's all tax deductible, and it's a great way for people to give back to the community that probably they've lived in for many, many years.
For more information about donating to or for applying for grants from the Community Foundation, visit their website at www.albernifoundation.ca. Well, I have to say, I am glad I'm bundled up today, but come January 1st, there's going to be a lot of people wearing a lot less than I am wearing today, although a lot of them are going to be wearing a lot. Getting ready to take the plunge, the polar bear plunge down here at Canal Waterfront Park. John Douglas, what time should they be here?
It's at 1 o'clock. That's when we all run into the water. So be down here by 12:30. Get in a little early if you want to, just sort of get a little bit warmed up and get your gear all sorted out. And we're going to have a little bit of a parade of the entrants who are competing for best costumes and that sort of thing. Excellent. You can also fill out pre-registration forms. We'll be handing them out at the Bulldogs games, and they'll be in the paper, and so you can rip them off, fill them out, and just that way we get an idea of how many people are going in the water, and also we can give out the prizes and stuff if you're registered. So that's one good sort of housekeeping thing to do.
That is an important thing to do, pre-register. And when you get down here, there's going to be lots of entertainment because the major sponsor of this event is 93.3 The Peak. They've been on board from the very beginning.
You know, The Peak has been fantastic. I mean, a lot of sponsors have been fantastic, but The Peak is behind us, 100% for the last 4 years. And, the other people are Kiwanis, who've just done great things at Canal Beach here as well. Like, we got a gazebo that's underway, and they come down and they'll have hot chocolate and hot dogs and coffee and tea, and all that money they donate to a really good cause as well. So, and The Peak has been just excellent. Dave Weechar coming down here, and they do the official countdown to run into the water.
Absolutely, it's great. It warms your heart to come down here, I'll tell you that. John Douglas, thank you so much.
Thank you. See you there.
I'll be there one way or another. Now, we are almost at the end of our show, but before we say goodbye, we're going to head out onto Art Avenue with Melissa Martin and catch up on the Bulldogs with Tally Campbell.
Hello and welcome to Bulldogs Weekly right here on Shaw TV. I'm Tally Campbell. On today's show, we chat with General Manager and Head Coach of the Alberni Valley Bulldogs, Matt Hughes. We take a look at a glass shatter hit and we check what's up this week for the Alberni Valley Bulldogs. That and more right now on Bulldogs Weekly. We will speak to head coach Matt Hughes in just one moment, but first we're going to show you a hit that happened on Saturday evening against the Chilliwack Chiefs where Connor Welsh, literally a glass-shattering hit. Take a look.
Right wing pass on the Tate Pickering. Big hip check by Welsh, shatters the glass at the Bulldog bench. Wow. Holy cow, Welsh has done that twice this year, and this one is a glass-shattering body check.
I am now joined with head coach of the Alberni Valley Bulldogs, Matt Hughes. Matt, this past weekend you guys went 1-2 on the road to win in Chilliwack, a loss against Prince George and Surrey. Chat about the weekend.
Yeah, I thought on the Friday in Prince George, our guys competed, but we weren't able to create any offense. And it was just kind of one of those games where we just never really got on a roll, never put a couple good shifts together. So tough start to the trip. I think in Chilliwack on Saturday, after a long night's travel, our guys responded great. I mean, that was one of our best efforts of the year. We were very competitive for pucks. Our guys were all invested in that game. Solid goaltending, good special teams, all those kind of things. And then on Sunday, you know what? For 40 minutes, real good in the hockey game, and then gave up a couple in the first minute there in the third, answered back to make it 4-3, and then just couldn't put it together and kind of lost hold of the game there in the third period.
Scary incident on Sunday, last night's game with Liam Lynn at the end of the first period. Do we have an update on him?
Yeah, scary situation. Liam got taken to the hospital last night, diagnosed with whiplash and a concussion. We're not sure how bad the concussion is. He's seeing another doctor tomorrow morning, and we'll get updates as it goes along. But we're hoping for the best for him. It was a tough thing to see any young man go through.
Going back to Chilliwack's game now, Connor Welsh had literally a glass-shattering hit against one of the Chiefs players. Talk about that hit. Have you seen it before? And it was close to your bench, so kind of just relive that moment for us.
Well, funnily enough, it happened earlier in the season in Penticton, where one of their guys hit one of our guys right by our bench, that same pane of glass that shattered. But I mean, it was a physical, competitive game. I mean, Connor, finished his check just like any normal guy would there, and it was just that pane of glass. It was, it was a pretty neat thing. It kind of quelled the momentum in the game, unfortunately. But I mean, our guys were able to handle the last 4.5 minutes of that game pretty well, I thought.
And last, coach, this upcoming week you have 2 island matchups against Victoria Grizzlies, Cowichan Valley Capitals, 2 big games for Christmas. Talk about your expectation this week.
Well, I mean, the goal is 4 points, just like it would be against anybody else. With Victoria coming in on Wednesday, they're a team where we've been up and down with this year. You know, we've had some good efforts against them. We've had some efforts where we haven't maybe created the offense we wanted to, but they're a team we feel like we can generate some offense against. We just got to make sure we don't open up the game too much. They're a skilled group up front that can hurt you off the rush. And then with Cowichan, obviously they're playing real well right now. They're coming up behind us, so we got to make sure we're ready for that game on Saturday. But our focus right now is on Wednesday, and we'll use Thursday and Friday to get ready for Cowichan.
Great, thanks, coach. Best luck this week. That was head coach of the Alberni Valley Bulldogs, Matt Hughes, joining us in the program today. As he mentioned in the interview, it is a big week for the Alberni Valley Bulldogs with 2 home games against Island Division rivals. The Victoria Grizzlies on Wednesday night, December 13th, and on Saturday, the Cowichan Valley Capitals, which is your Pack Your Bags contest, which includes a hotel, a flight, a Canucks game, and so much more. You do not want to miss this game. That again is Saturday, December 16th against Cowichan Valley Capitals, the last game before Christmas break. For Bulldogs Weekly, I'm Tally Campbell. We'll see you next time.
Promote your group, promote your club. Volunteering at the Alberni Valley 2017 Kettle Campaign is a fantastic gift to our community. It keeps on giving, straight back to our community's families for 2018. I am the Kettle Coordinator at the Salvation Army, and we are in urgent need of volunteers. We are currently at 29% of our $25,000 goal. By standing at a kettle, you are helping to share the joy of Christmas. They are 2-hour shifts starting from 10 to 8 p.m. There is a bell to ring, and some of our volunteers even sing. You can bring friends, family, or even your pet. This is an opportunity to get volunteer hours for school. Get out in the community, meet some people, and make a difference. Some companies sponsor an adopted kettle. On December 16th, there will be a matching day at Walmart. All the donations that day is doubled by Walmart Canada up to $100,000. Help to celebrate Christmas by volunteering at kettles to generate donations to help those in need in our community. Thank you for your generosity in this community. Any amount raised has been a wonderful gift.
Well, it doesn't matter how chilly it is outside, the Alberni Valley has a pretty darn warm heart. And there's a lot going on too, let me tell you. If you have a story you'd like to see on our program, please give us a call or send us an email. We'd love to tell your story, and there's plenty of them where you live.